everybody, and welcome back to my kitchen, where I'll share family favorite recipes, both sweet and savory. Today, we're going to make homemade candy. Tastes just like a Butterfinger, and it has only 5 simple ingredients. I've been making this candy for 40 years now, and it's going to make a great Valentine Day present. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start out with 6 ounces of Wheaties. Now, the reason why I'm using Wheaties is because this was the original recipe, and the Wheaties, I feel like, make it taste like a Butterfinger. And what I've done is I've taken a Ziploc bag, and I put the flakes, the Wheatie flakes, into the bag, and I rolled my rolling pin over the bag. So I didn't want to totally grind it up with a food processor because I do want some of these flakes in here. So the original recipe does call for, and I've never substituted butter, but it does call for 1 stick of margarine. Okay, so we're going to put the margarine in with the cornflakes. Kind of give it a little mix. And now we're going to put in our peanut butter. I'm using creamy peanut butter. You can use chunky if you want to. I never have, but you know what? I want you guys to go ahead and try this recipe. And if you do use chunky peanut butter, please send me a comment and tell me how your candy turned out. Here's our peanut butter. Now I'm going to mix this in. How easy is this? You know, I'm going to be honest with you. When I used to make this recipe, I doubled it, and I got the whole family involved because you're going to roll these into little round balls. Okay, so we've got all this mixed in. I saw a imitation Butterfinger that was used with candy corn, but I feel like this tastes just like Butterfinger as well. So I do have clean hands, as I said, and I just might have to get my hands into this. I don't like to say dirty hands, but I like to say messy hands. Because if your hands are dirty and you're working with food, that's not a good thing. So let's gradually add our powdered sugar in. And we're going to use our hands to mix this up, because we're going to need to use our hands to roll it into little balls. This recipe was given to me actually about 47 years ago from a friend. She wasn't really a friend. I used to work at a Coco's restaurant. Guys, I used to be the queen of working in different places because I just couldn't find my niche. I guess I wanted to try a little bit of everything. I wound up being a medical assistant because I love to help people. But yeah, I worked for the school cafeteria where I learned all kinds of tricks. Anytime you have a job and you learn something, you know, you're going to add it to your repertoire, and life is a learning experience. And when I worked at Coco's, one of our customers used to gift us with these at Christmas time, these balls, these little she called them peanut butter crunch balls. And it took some finagling, but I asked her for the recipe. Bless her heart, I don't even remember her name, because like I said, it was 47 years ago. If I could remember her name, I'd credit her with this. But I've kind of, you know, tweaked the recipe a little bit, so I'm sure she won't mind. All right, so what we've got is powdered sugar, our margarine, and like I said, since this recipe's 50 years old, that's what they used to use back then. They called it oleo, but you know, we're using margarine. Oh, that's another thing, guys. Go ahead and give me a comment and ask me how you like it with the butter. I've just never been brave enough to alter the recipe. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just, doesn't have to be totally, it can be loose like this. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but you know, it can be loose because we are going to take them and we're going to make them into little peanut butter balls. Okay, gotta get my plate out. I remember one time at Christmas, I had the whole family over. We were making these peanut butter balls, and everybody just had so much fun, especially the children. They all abandoned me, though, when it came to dipping them in chocolate. All right, so you just want to kind of, you can make them any size you want to. I think I probably have maybe a tablespoon of a product here. It really does feel good because of the peanut butter. And there we go. So what we're going to do is, after we make all our little balls, we're going to refrigerate them. And then we're going to take our last ingredient, and that's going to be the melting chocolate. Now, the lady's original recipe used to be chocolate, and she used to use paraffin wax. And I don't want to do that, so I started using melting chocolate. See, they're not exact, but they're pretty close. This has been such a favorite recipe with family and friends. I take this to share with friends and share with at parties, and everybody wants to know, oh my gosh, this does taste like a Butterfinger. What's in it? And as soon as you tell them Wheaties, they're like, what? But guess what? That's what gives it its flavor. And you can always say, you know what? This makes it a healthy candy. Now, that's another thing. If you just want to use regular cornflakes, you can try it. But I just, like I said, I don't deviate away from the original recipe. Okay, see how easy that is? A little time consuming, but when you've got little hands helping you, or family members, you're having a party, a candy making party, it goes by really, really fast. All right, I'm going to finish these peanut butter crunch balls up, and I'm going to refrigerate them for about 30 minutes, and then I'll see you back in 30 minutes, and we'll go ahead and dip them in chocolate, and then try them out. So I went ahead and melted the chocolate. I've got it over a double boiler, which is just my pan with boiling water, and my little pan here, because I want to keep it nice and heated up. So it gives me enough time to dip these, because it will harden rather quickly. Now you can microwave this, or you can go ahead and melt your chocolate over a double boiler. So all I'm going to do is just dip in my butter, Butterfinger balls. Okay. And just, I'm putting these on wax paper. You can use toothpicks if you want to, but I find that they sometimes crack the chocolate ball open. So there we go. I'm using Gaiety chocolate melting discs, but my neighborhood grocery store has melting chocolate that you can buy in bulk, and it may be less expensive that way. But make sure you get the melting chocolate for candy dipping. The reason why I say this is because you can actually use tempered chocolate, but with tempered chocolate you have to heat your chocolate to a certain temperature, and then you have what's called seed chocolate that you chop up and you add it to the chocolate that you heated up. What happens is the crystals change in the chocolate, and so whenever you put your seed chocolate in, you're bringing it back to temperature, you're cooling down the temperature. And you need a candy thermometer, and you know, you have to really stir your chocolate to get it to that tempered chocolate stage. And I find that this is a lot easier. So we're gonna, I believe I used a full bag, which is 10 ounces of chocolate. These are so awesome. I really hope you guys try these and enjoy them. I'm using a dark chocolate, but you can use milk chocolate. Again, make sure that you use what's called melting chocolate, so it will harden the candy coating around your chocolate peanut butter crunch bar, or ball, excuse me. I'm going to show you how to trim up this excess chocolate from your peanut butter balls, like right in through here. I'll show you how to trim that up. Just go to your little Dollar Tree store or your discount store and get some little boxes, and you can box these chocolates up and give them as gifts for Valentine's Day. We typically make these around Christmas time, but I started also making them around Valentine's Day. And you can see from these over here, the chocolate's already started to harden. You can actually double this recipe and make more peanut butter crunch balls than what I've got here, which made 28 or 29. I think a couple of them were missing before we got to put the chocolate on. I think somebody snuck in here and got a couple of them while they were in the refrigerator, namely me. They just, who needs chocolate? I mean, it just tastes good on its own. But the chocolate is a nice touch. Again, I'm using dark chocolate, but you can do milk chocolate. You can use white chocolate as long as it's the melting chocolate. We're almost done here. I think that was just enough chocolate. Why I'm using the double boiler and keep that chocolate nice and melted, so I can get every little bit of chocolate. Once I'm done with this bowl, I'm going to have to put it directly in the sink and soak it, because that chocolate will harden to the bowl. That's what you want. You don't want chocolate that melts in your hands or on your fingers. You want a chocolate candy that's going to stand up to body heat. Just So it's getting nice and hard now. And the way you want to go ahead and see how that's hardened, you can actually get a little knife or the end of a knife and just kind of trim that chocolate, like right here. Trim that chocolate. Nice. If you have the patience, you could probably take a little spoon and drizzle a design on the top. See, I'm able to touch these right after dipping them in the chocolate. So that melting chocolate works really well. I think I did good on this one. There's nothing there to trim. Just about there, that'll be mine. Okay, the rest of these I'm going to let harden a little bit. Let's take a taste. Ooh. This is really good. Crunchy, buttery, chocolatey goodness. So there you have it, friends, peanut butter crunch candy. If you enjoyed this recipe as much as I enjoyed making it for you, or you learned something today, please give me a comment, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for my next video. My next video will be another Valentine Day candy. So give me any comments that you have about how you made your peanut butter crunch candy. So until then, stay happy, stay healthy. Thank you.